Well, I'm excited to be here. My wife had introduced me to Any Baby Can many years ago, and she goes to your event, the fashion show, and she always talks about how awesome that event is. And so when Julie asked, "Hey, is there a way that you can come in and kind of talk to the board a little bit?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'd be delighted to talk to the board." So a little bit about me. I was a teacher for 11 years. And I taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Any of y'all know Camelot Elementary? Over by Roosevelt High School. I taught right behind Roosevelt High School, and I absolutely loved my job. I mean, when I was with little kids, it was like being on stage, kind of like right now. Like, it was like the greatest job ever. I mean, really. So then I went to 5th grade. I started teaching 5th graders, which, teaching 5th graders is kind of like teaching realtors or, teachers. It's like they start to get the sarcasm and they're ready, and so I graduated from that. And have you all heard of KIP, Aspire Academy? So Mark Larson, I got to teach at KIP. And that was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. If you've never seen KIP, you've seen it? It is phenomenal, right? Oh, there you go. It's blow away, right? Like, it just blow away. So for me, what that experience did for me, I learned more in 1 year. I was a teacher for 7 years prior to that. In that 1 year, I learned more than all 7 years combined teaching there. And so it was a great experience. And then in between that time, my wife, who was, hopefully y'all don't get offended by this, but she was my sugar mama, okay? I mean, let's be real. Like, I was teaching, having fun. My wife was out selling homes, making lots of money. It was beautiful. I mean, it was amazing. And so I love my wife. She's in LA right now, and I can't wait for her to come home. But she decides, I'm going to be a realtor. And I said, "Baby, that's great." And she goes, No, you're coming with me. And so I got railroaded, became a realtor. And so here we are on this journey, and we decided to start a magazine. And I don't know if you've seen what we do. It's called Luxury Home Magazine. Some of you probably getting your home. You're about to get another one. It's going to be awesome. It's this real big, beautiful piece that we mail out to 17,000 homes here in the city. And I never thought I would ever grow up and be in the magazine business. Never thought. Honestly, I'll tell you the truth. Any individual business owners in the room? Individual business owners? Okay. So I never thought I'd own my own business, let alone, be where I am today. We're going into our 8th year. And so we started the magazine 2011, and now we own a school. There you go. We bought a pre-K academy in the heart of Stone Oak. If you know Wilderness Oak, we bought Spanish Grove Academy in 2015. And that's been the next layer of this entrepreneurial journey. And so today, I say all of that because when Julie was asking me about the art of the ask, I wanted to come to you from a place, and hopefully this is connected. Yes, I wanted to come to you from a place as a small business owner. Because I think that for the most part, when you're making the ask, who are you asking? I would say, and that may be, and it'll kind of go with my next question, I would say probably quite a bit of the people that you're reaching out to are small business owners. Is that fair? Is that fair? To the people we're reaching out and asking for donations, right? And so that leads to this question. What is currently the most effective way to get donations at this point? Who are we asking, and what has been the most effective way so far? And this is, I wanted this to be kind of a quick little discussion.
Face-to-face.
Face-to-face. Love it. Okay. What else? Somebody you know. Love it. Now that's going to go right into what we're talking about today. Yep. What else? Is there big corporations? Are you finding success with the bigger corporations or the smaller businesses? Where is that lying? Where would you say?
I'd say both. I mean, we have some large corporations that have consistently been amazing donors.
Okay. Kind of your cornerstone, these are the people. I love it. Okay. But would you say, is it 50-50? Is it more small business? What would you say?
More small business and individuals.
Awesome. I anticipated that, but I wanted to make sure before I just assumed, right? So that's perfect. So what I wanted this to be really short and sweet, to come to you from the perspective, this is my perspective as a small business owner when it comes to charity when it comes to this idea. And hopefully this helps. It helps all of the people that work for Any Baby Can, but it also helps the board to understand things from the viewpoint of a small business owner. All right. So number one here, business owners. Number one thing that I think is really important is that they want to give. And I think we all have found that business owners want to give, right? That's typically not the issue. Number two, one thing that you need to know is that business owners, they get asked a lot, right? And if you are a small business owner, you've probably been in that position where you get asked a lot for donations. And so you want to keep that in mind when you're going after small business owners. This is my kind of the things that I've seen. Next is business owners give in many different ways. It's not always money. A lot of business owners like you will give your time on a board. You will participate on the board and be a part of the board, right? But they give in many different ways as opposed to just money. Some of them like to volunteer their staff and their team and, hey, let's get our hands in there, let's mix it up. But keep that in mind. There's many different ways, and that some small businesses, money will probably be one of the hardest things that they could give, but they can give their time. And if you have those outlets where they can give their time, figure out ways to open it up, and you'll probably be able to get more small business owners involved. Because what do we know about small business owners? Do they always stay small? No. So you look at San Antonio. We have small business owners that blow up and do really, really well. The next thing, business owners want to connect to great causes. And so for me as a small business owner, I want to be connected to great causes. And I want to know what's going on. And so one of the things that's the hardest that I've noticed with the boards that I've been a part of in the past is promoting what you do well, right? What is going really well with Any Baby Can, so that the community, not just the board, because we do a really good, like in all boards, we typically tell the board everything we're doing, but once it gets to that next layer, the community truly seeing what's going on with this amazing organization, the PR piece is where, that's how you can get some of these small business owners, because they want to be connected to great causes. Number 5, business owners think they're really, 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 really busy, right? Business owners typically are the most busiest people in the world. And so when it comes to trying to get them on the board, just understand there's always going to be a natural scare, because they think they're really, 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 really busy. And so maybe you may have, I was on a board where there were people that wanted to be a part of the board, but because they were a small business owner, they wanted to be more as an advisor role. Like, hey, let me help you in these little bitty instances, because I won't be able to devote the full time to the board, right? But understand, because they think they're really busy, there are ways where you can pull people in and they can provide a lot of just power to your board, okay? So with that in mind, let's see here, we'll go. All right, so with that following in mind, keep this, these are some of the things that kind of really came to my mind that really resonated with me. Again, small business owner, right? Number 1, asking last minute creates excuses. The last minute ask will typically almost naturally create, a small business owner to just kind of, I can't do it. Oh, it's next week. And so keep that in mind with small business owners, because remember, they're really busy, right? Number 2, bulk emails and letters can be ignored, right? Now, does that mean you shouldn't do these? I'm not saying they're not effective. I'm saying that they can be ignored. And one of the things that I remember what you guys just recently did, y'all did a massive mailing, right, for the gala, right? Now, but they were personal. right? You wanted to take that to a personal level where they were signed, you know, that you're going that little bit of extra step. I think that always can have an impact, right? But if it's just bulk, it's not really personalized, sometimes that can be very easily, because everybody here, anybody have the 9,000 email box? Am I the only one? Oh. All right, so if you guys are all good at email, that's awesome. Well, okay, I'm working on it. But if you have a really big email box, right, because sometimes things just can kind of get, you know, stuck in there and you don't really do it. And last but not least, keep this in mind. Proactive, personal phone calls get results. And I call this the 3 Ps. Like when I was sitting there thinking about this idea to talk to you, and again, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. I started thinking about this idea of the 3 Ps, right? Proactive. And so what I did is I kind of broke that down just a little bit. In the art of the ask, number 1, you've got to be proactive. And what does that truly mean? Well, when you're going, you know that there's an event coming up and you know there's an opportunity, you want to get ahead of the curve. You want to really get the ball rolling as early as possible for whatever the event is or for whatever the ask is. And the more you can get in advance of that, the better result you're going to have with your small business owners. Because typically, what will a lot of business owners tell you? Oh, my budget is already spent. But if you're proactive and you're on the front end and you're asking them, well, hey, I know you said your budget is spent, but let's talk in December. I'd like to get on your schedule, talk in December and January. We'd love to be on your budget for, you know, the following year. But proactive is so powerful with these small business owners. I know it works with me. You know, when you're proactive, it helps me. The other thing is personal, and you mentioned this. This is the belly-to-belly, face-to-face meeting with people, that personal touch. So is it okay if I mention another organization? Okay, so most of y'all know Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, right? Have y'all heard what they raise in that one event? Do y'all know the numbers? It's 1.1 million for that one event, right? Now, you sit there and it's like, whoa, like, okay, how do they do that? Now, does anybody have any idea? Has anybody ever run?
My friend did it. He was asking me every freaking day.
Every day? Every day, right.
I gotta be Man of the Year.
Yeah, I gotta win, right? But here's what's amazing what they do, right? Because they get influential people and they sit them down and they say, you need a team. You need a team. And so they get this influential person and then they say, okay, get your team. And then now what does the team do? The team is rallying behind this one person to say, we want our person to win. And I don't know if y'all know Nikki Salters. I think she raised $500,000 by her, with her team. $500,000, one person, right, with her team, right? But here's the thing. Really what it boils down to is it's personal, right? Because your friend's calling you every day, I want to win, right? And then, but here's the funny thing about it. Now, if he asked you to be on his team, right, you would probably turn around to all of your friends and go, hey, you need to help my buddy out. And it's going to be an easier ask because, hey, they like you and they kind of like him, right? And so let me help him out. But this is the piece, the art of the ask, that I really appreciate you sharing that, is the more personal you make it and the more intimate and the closer you make it, the easier it is to get people to buy in. And I think that is the recipe for LLS, one of their things. This is the other thing. You know how, if you notice, people throw these big parties with that, like Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, they're throwing all these big parties. So the statistics are, for all of the people that ran, of that $1 million, whatever it was, I want to say the number was somewhere around, of events, it was only 10% of the money raised were from events. Most of the money was these little donations where people just went to the website and donated, went to the website. Oh, here's my friend, Perrine. I want to vote for him. I'm going to give him money because every dollar is like the vote, right? They're adding it all up. And so the event was not the catalyst. And I think it'd be really interesting to get all those statistics for the board so that you can kind of see that evolution. Because the last thing with this, the 3 Ps, the art of the ask, is the idea of the phone call, right? Like the personalized, proactive, pick up the phone. Hey, I really need your help. Let me tell you what we're doing at Any Baby Can. Because that's the phone call that kind of transcends the email. It transcends the letter. It's just person to person. I really need you to understand what we're doing. And so those are the 3 Ps. That's the art of the ask. Questions?